Hello everybody, welcome back to Red Forrest. I'm Peyton.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is another Staying on Topic, and today's discussion is tech.
We're going to open with a hypothetical question. You're walking in a forest,
Okay.
and you find a black suitcase. Inside it holds $1 million and a piece of paper stained in blood with a single word, don't. Would you take the suitcase,
No.
or would you leave it?
I would not take the suitcase.
Why?
Because, well, in my perspective, so it just said don't, or...
All it says is don't.
But in red lettering?
No, it's stained with blood, but there's a word on it that says
blood.
don't.
That's obviously not a good sign. That means I should stay away. Now, if it's just laying there, no blood, yeah.
So is it kind of like the GTA 5 story, like on that little mini mission, side mission where you roll up on the fucking cartel deal gone wrong and you find like a suitcase with $25,000?
I never played that, I don't believe.
You never found that? It's like
I don't think so.
like a random event. You can drive up on it. But
In the desert?
no, it's near the Gratition Highway on GTA 5.
No.
I would take it
Why?
because unless they're watching me, how are they going to know who took it?
But what if it's something that has to do with, like, the devil worshippers or something? A cult?
Oh well. What are they going to do? Kill me?
Yeah.
Well, then it's not my problem anymore.
I mean, I guess that's one way to look
I mean,
at
they're
it.
going to have to try awful hard to kill me. I mean, I'm not an easily killable person.
What? Okay. What?
Like you have your sheep,
Okay.
which is people that they might own a gun, they might not,
Okay.
and then you got your Uncle Steve's. They own a 1911 with one mag,
Okay.
and it ain't been shot in 6 months. He's probably gonna shoot you. You might kill him, you might not.
Okay.
Then
What
you
are
got
you?
then you got your
Are you the shepherd or something?
no. Then you got your average Joe.
Okay.
Guy that knows enough about firearms to keep himself safe. He probably got, a couple, 3 with ammunition. Knows how to handle them pretty well. And has a decent understanding of fundamentals. That would be me, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then you got Lucas Botkin, the narcissistic prick.
You're labeling yourself pretty high on this list.
I'm like mid.
You think high of yourself, so you're probably going to be the first one to get killed.
No, Lucas Botkin's going to be the first one to get killed. He's narcissistic. I don't like the guy. And then you got Garand Thumb.
You name a bunch of people, I have no idea.
And then you have special operators
Okay.
that are in the military.
Okay, I know that.
So I'm like, this is how long the list is. Here's sheep, here's special operators. I'm like right here.
Okay.
So like a third.
I don't know about it. I think you're a sheep.
Pulls the gun out.
You're a sheep who found a gun.
Anyways,
Is that the only hypothetical question you have to start out?
yeah, do you want another?
Yeah, give me another one.
You find a book and begin to read, only to discover that it is your life. You get to the point that you are now.
Okay.
Do you turn the page knowing that you will not be able to change the events to come?
No. I don't need to know.
I don't think I would either.
I don't have to know. Because it kind of ruins the fun.
Exactly.
If you know.
I'm
Especially.
not going to kill myself tonight.
Like some people will want to know whenever they are going to die. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't care less.
If I know I'm going to be petrified from that point on, I wouldn't try to avoid it, but you can't cheat death.
No, you can't cheat death. Time to go. It's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think if, which my luck, I'd turn the page and it'd be like, you die at 22 of a heart attack. And it's like, oh shit.
It kind of going with technology is kind of like with like a time machine or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
It's kind of like the ethical things with time machine.
I don't. Do you think that's possible?
Time travel?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Why?
But I highly doubt it.
Why?
Well, I mean, how
What would be the purpose?
time travel would be reverting every single piece of matter back to its state at that time.
Yes.
Which means this thing probably wasn't manufactured. So you'd have to turn it back into whatever the hell it was. We'd have to de-age. But if is it theoretical time travel, as in legitimate travel back in time, or is it like hypothetical, like in the TV shows where you're just like a spectator? Like you're there, and people see you, but they don't know that you're not from that time.
Well, not that.
So theoretical time travel where you actually go back in time.
Yes.
Well, what happens if you go too far and then down the, let's say you go back to like 8 years old. You're like, shit, you have all the knowledge, but you don't have the stuff to make the time machine.
So you're kind of stuck.
So then you gotta live your life again.
But you with the knowledge in your head.
Right.
So when you get to a certain age, actually, wouldn't you be like, let's say if you're at 8 years old, like, wouldn't you have more intellect than any other child?
Mm-hmm. Be gifted.
Mm-hmm. That's one way to think about it. What kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone 11.
Why do you have an iPhone? You used to be a Android user.
I like Androids. I had one for a long time. I always liked them. But sometimes it was aggravating because I feel like they get outdated quicker than an iPhone does. Because, granted, they're cheaper. You're not spending as much.
No.
Depending on which one it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like... I just feel like the ease of access with an iPhone. Like, I mean, it's easy to go...
Do you think it's easier to learn than an Android is?
Yes, from having both, because the Android, like, it has more features and shit you can do on it. But you got to go on the settings and look at what everything does.
Mm-hmm.
Like with an iPhone, you go into settings, it's like, hey, if you need to do this, hit this button,
Yeah. Would you ever go back to Android?
Maybe. It depends.
On what?
Just, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Probably not.
But making a phone decision nowadays is more like...
Buying a car.
Yeah, it's an investment. Which I guess it always was, but now it's really an investment when you're spending $1,200 to $1,300 on a little piece of plastic in aluminum. Which makes you think. So you can buy a cell phone for about $1,300, but you can buy a TV for about $800. That is way bigger. Probably has most of the same features except for calling.
Well, and like, what shit? There's a TV at Walmart. It's $500. It's a 32-inch. Which no, that's not that big. That's something for like a bedroom.
Yeah.
But it was a smart TV for what I say, $300.
Yeah.
So
I think like technology's been evolving so much. I'm waiting for it to be at a standstill.
I feel like we're kind of at that point right now because we have all the comforts.
Mm.
What can get better? Right now? I mean, stuff can always get better, but like what's something we don't have that we need that would involve technology?
That's true.
We got self-driving cars. You have air travel. I can talk to you on the other side of the world and I hit send and you get the message within a second. Less than a second.
just imagine you showing someone like in the early 1900s this kind of technology.
They wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, like, oh, that's not true.
That ain't true.
You're full of shit. But, like, a lot of people, like inventors now of things don't get much credit as the inventors from, like, in the old days. Like, with the first telephone, it was revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
But, and they got praised for it because it is a kind of device you've never seen. But we haven't really seen something like that now. We've seen ideas taken from other ideas, but we have not seen an original idea in a good while.
I mean, the only thing I can think of right now that was kind of like, wow, was the first self-driving car. But it's technically not self-driving.
No.
Because you have to be awake in the driver's seat.
Yeah, you have to, like, touch the steering wheel every so often.
Well, like Tesla was the only ones that made it almost self-driving car, but you still have to pay attention.
I think, in my personal opinion, that Tesla will... I don't think Tesla will be around in the next 20 years.
Why?
Because Tesla makes a good product, yes. They are the ones who basically started the whole electric cars, but everyone else is doing it, like Porsche with the Cayenne and Ford with the Lightning. I would rather buy a Ford Lightning than a Cybertruck. Even though Cybertruck looks cool, but one thing I hate about the new Teslas is the steering wheel. They cut off.
Yeah, isn't it like a square
Yeah.
kind of?
So you basically are set to this. You don't have nothing up here.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you're getting in a wreck. You're gonna have to just find a way to do this. You can't like grab onto the wheel or stuff like that. It's just a natural thing you do because
Every car has always had that, so you're not gonna go. You're gonna try and grab it and break even worse.
So I think that's a mistake on Tesla's end, but I can understand they're trying to experiment. But if they did it with their new sedan, they're doing it with the Cybertruck, and they're doing it with their Roadster, which is their like
sport car or whatever.
Sport car. I would not want that in a sport car because if you're going to be going fast in that. And I understand because with like Formula Racing, you kind of have a steering wheel like that. But I believe you should have the option because you get to customize vehicles nowadays anyway. So you should be able to choose between a regular steering wheel and the square one. That's just my opinion.
I did not know that Tesla makes solar roofs that they install in your home.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's kind of like shingles. It literally looks like shingles. That's probably the best looking because if you see solar panels, it's kind of an eyesore, honestly. But with that. And it don't really. I don't think it really costs that much more than actual regular solar panels, and they're by far the best looking ones on the market. But Tesla, I believe, will not be around, and because they make too good of a product, but everyone else is also doing them basically because they were the only ones.
Well, isn't the Ford Lightning like a lot cheaper too?
Yes.
But see, I mean, the Model S Tesla, $84,000.
Like, look up the how much the Mustang Mach-1E is, because I think that's about $40,000.
The Mustang Mach-E, the MSRP is $42,000.
See, that's
Not
like
bad.
for an all-electric vehicle.
When is the Cybertruck ever going to come out?
I don't.
Because it got revealed 2 years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, it got revealed 2 years ago. Then I think. Well, I don't know then because they already came out with the model.
You can order now. Let me click on it and see what we find here.
They came out with the Model S, and or Model 3, I can't remember which one.
You will be able to complete your configuration as production starts in 2022. So it comes out next year.
The thing about even like Sony is making a car. Did you know that? Look it up. Yeah, the thing's called the Sony Vision S. It's still in production. It has.
Yeah, here it is.
It's a beautiful car. It don't even have mirrors. It has cameras, and it has two more screens on the inside. Which that's the only thing I could see Tesla doing with the Cybertruck, because it didn't have no mirrors.
This thing looks nice too.
It does, and the Tesla Cybertruck did not have no mirrors, and that obviously can't work. And also with how
legally you have to have mirrors on a vehicle.
Yeah, I think you have to have at least two.
You have to have two. I know in Tennessee you have to have two rear side mirrors, and I think you have to have a rear mirror, like a windshield mirror, and or some form of like being able to review behind you legally to be on the roadway.
It's cool that the Cybertruck is bulletproof, but I don't know how bulletproof.
Musk, are you onto something? Is he onto the Boogaloo part 2?
But the way that I think they can keep the stainless steel aspects for the middle of the vehicle, but for the front and back they can't, because basically you'd be driving a tank, and if you hit someone,
it's going to screw a car up.
It's going to probably kill them.
Yeah.
So that they can't do that.
Well, see, the bumpers on a vehicle have to be a shock absorbing device.
Yeah, I don't think they are. I think they're literally just solid, kind of like an old vehicle.
Come on! What happened to your truck? I just scratched it a little bit. He's repainting. You look at this guy, he's dead. And the car's cut in half.
What about him? Oh, power of the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Cybertruck is that expensive. Well,
it was only like 40, I think,
yeah,
or
40.
37 or something like that when I looked at it.
Compared to the.
But that's with just a single motor.
Yeah.
Instead of dual motors.
So if you just want it just to look good, I mean, yeah, I guess that's what.
Just because the dual motor was.
I think
You look it up.
But a lot of people think that the autopilot that Tesla comes with is standard, but you have to add that on, and that's an additional $10,000.
Single motor rear wheel drive. It's not even all wheel drive. 40,000. The dual motor all wheel drive is 50,000.
So are most vehicles going to all wheel drive instead
Most
of four-wheel
vehicles
drive?
are nowadays, yeah.
I prefer to have four-wheel drive.
I would too.
I like the option.
Right.
And it's like those are the Ford Lightning and the Cybertruck is by far a better price than the GMC Hummer EV, because that I believe
That thing's weird.
I think it retails for $110,000.
The Jeep?
No, not Jeep. The GMC
Oh.
Hummer
I'm
EV.
gonna say that's ridiculous.
And
It's still ridiculous.
And now Jeep came out with a electric version of the Wrangler. Do you like the Gladiator?
The Jeep, it's pretty, but it's not something I would own.
It's,
I wouldn't buy it.
I don't like how they made it look.
It looks too much like a Wrangler
Yes.
with a bed.
Yeah.
And
I like the old Comanche better than I did the style of this. Make it an actual truck. I like what they're doing with making the option to take off your doors for a truck. But at least change the design. They basically just are using the same parts. So I think that's laziness.
it is lazy.
And what's your opinion on your opinion on the Ford Maverick?
I'm not gonna buy one, to be honest. I just don't see it as a practical vehicle for me, because I don't need a big old friggin' full size F-250, but I don't need something. I need something in the middle. I need something.
The only thing I have a problem with is the 4-foot bed.
Yeah,
that's just too small.
that's too small.
That's,
It'd be like buying a Bronco
but
for bed space.
I think the only competition that Ford has with the Maverick is the Hyundai Santa Cruz. It is the same kind of like same size. It's a compact truck.
Yeah.
And it's around the same price range too. But I think where the Ford Maverick is a like you got your cabin and you got your bed. So it's different parts, but I think the Santa Cruz is just one. So I don't think that'd be good for the long run, because if you got something in your bed and it's moving around, you're going to twist the body.
Are you talking about the what?
Santa Cruz.
Is that
That's their
okay?
The Hyundai Santa Cruz is their truck.
Oh, okay.
I think it's already released, but you can't buy any vehicle for MSRP right now.
No, you can't, because everything's too freaking expensive. It's ridiculous.
Because a lot of it's been blamed on the chip shortage, which
We think is not even real.
yeah, it's just speculation. So it could even be nothing to do with China. It might be something to do with China with holding the chips, but it also could be for the manufacturers just wanting to get a little bit extra money.
Yep.
Kind of like how, well, you can't really compare it, but the housing market right now.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna crash.
Yeah.
I'm done looking. I think what's gonna happen.
I think it's going to crash at the end of the year.
Yeah, as December, the market's gonna crash, and you're gonna get a friggin' $250,000 house for $100,000.
It's a bit ridiculous. Like, and everyone's paying for it. Like, most people are honestly, like, with...
And see, that's the reason people like me and you that live here get screwed over, because we can't sell our friggin' $200,000 house and buy a $500,000 house. You got people from out of state or in this area, they want a house so bad that they just sell theirs and buy it overpriced. Like, if people would quit buying stuff overpriced, then nobody's going to sell it overpriced. It's the same thing with the scalpers we talked about.
Yeah. But scalping should be illegal. Now, some people think they should get jail time. Now that
I think it should be fines.
I think you're fine. No jail time.
Here's my opinion with scalping. Let's say there's three. I buy two, you buy one, and this guy doesn't get one. Well, he wants to buy one. Well, the MSRP is $120. Well, I put it on the market for $150 plus shipping. That's not bad.
No.
It's scalping, but no, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Now,
it's not insane.
Yeah, it's not insane. That's normal for something when it's high demand, low supply.
Yeah.
That's not bad. Now, let's say I put it on the market for $250. That's ridiculous. That should, like, there should be scalping, and then there should be, like, not scalping. You're just up pricing because it's high demand, low supply. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I think regardless, it's going to happen anyway, and nothing's really going to be done about it, which hopefully they do make it. You told me that they did make it illegal in some states.
Some states, it is it's against the law to, like, upsell stuff ridiculously.
But how can they really?
And I know in Tennessee it is against the law for price gouging. That's what it's called in Tennessee. It's like, let's say there's 3 gas stations in town.
Okay.
The one in the middle of town, it's $2.90 a gallon. The one on the edge of town is $2.97 a gallon, and then the one on the other end of town is $3.25 a gallon. Who's out of the norm?
$30.
Yeah, exactly. That's considered price. And see, in Tennessee, you can get fined for it, and they can even shut down your business.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Well, let me see if I can find it.
Just with like how the world is nowadays, just especially with scalping, it's not just like with graphics cards, it's with just about anything, and anything technology wise.
Okay. Per the Attorney General for the state, what is price gouging? Upon the declaration of an abnormal economic disruption by the governor, a person is prohibited from charging any other person a price for the following goods or services that is grossly in excess of the price generally charged. So, like, grossly in excess would be like if you pay $10 for this and then sell it for $50. And that'd be, in my opinion. Emergency supplies like water, flashlights, radios, batteries, candles, blankets, soap, diapers, tape, temporary shelters, toiletries like toilet paper, plywood, nails, hammers, medical supplies, and consumer food items like food, drink, confectionery.
How long has this been in effect?
In Tennessee, it's only in effect when a governor declares an economic disruption. Sorry, I had a stroke again.
So did they declare that whenever the shortage was happening?
Yeah. Let's see. What are the penalties? Under the law, the Attorney General's office can put a stop to price gouging and seek refunds for customers. The courts may also impose civil penalties, $1,000 per violation.
$1,000
Per violation. So if you sold 10 bottles of soap that only cost $8 and you sold them for $25, that's $10,000.
God almighty.
Cause see, there was a place in Johnson County. You remember that gas station they were charging $4 and something a gallon when?
For what, gas?
Yeah, remember like a couple months ago when gas was like shorter. There wasn't a shortage.
Oh, yeah.
It was just when gas was like, they're like, chill out, don't buy a bunch of gas.
Yeah.
Just make sure your vehicle's topped off. Everybody's like, dear God, we're gonna go.
Everyone filled up like big water tanks and everything. That's a bit ridiculous.
Now, well, see, there was a guy in town. Somebody's going, he's filling up a 250-gallon tank, and someone was like, yeah, he owns a business. Like that's where he gets his gas from when he's
That's
at his
understandable.
property. And everybody's like, no, he's not. And they're like, yeah, he runs a business. Like, that's the reason he's doing that, because he keeps the gas on his property. That way he don't have to pay for it all the time.
I mean, that's fair because like you don't want to make a trip every other day.
No, you don't want to have to make a trip every day.
Yeah. So I can understand that. And like people with the gas tanks in the back of their truck,
Yeah.
like I can understand that because you have a business.
Yeah, but you can like file complaints and everything. But there was like a place in Johnson County. The dude was charging like $4 a gallon for gas.
At the gas station.
Yeah. And everywhere else was only like $3.10, $3.20.
So did he get away with it?
No, he got in trouble.
Oh. How do they determine like what prices to actually make it?
It's based on the average and then like how much, I think like it goes off the price of gas and what the average is in the area. Like, you know, you may go to the Scotchman, it may be $2.97.
Mm.
You may go to the Marathon and it's $2.97.
$2.97.
Have you not seen how they'll do that?
Yeah, like up here on the highway is always more expensive.
Yeah, or if you go to Airhead, it's like $3 a gallon.
Yeah. I think that's because when people drive by these, like this is the only gas station I'll see for probably
Yeah.
well, even though they passed 2 gas stations in Mooresburg getting there.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit, should got gas back.
Yeah, it's
Because I think gas is typically, like if you go towards Kingsport, it's cheaper than it is in Morristown.
mm-hmm.
I think Bristol's even cheaper than Kingsport.
It just depends on where you get
Yeah.
it.
But it's not really counted as technology, is it?
Gas?
No.
No. Well, I mean, technically.
Well, depends. I'm counting it. What do you think? So I asked you a question yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever figure out an answer for it? Like, what do you think is the most underrated invention? You're on friend.
The fridge. I mean, think about it.
They'll
Everybody-
go up if you want to get closer.
Everybody owns a fridge.
Okay.
Nobody thinks it's a big deal.
No.
We have the ability to store food in our homes for long periods of time, just like a freezer.
Yes.
Used to, that was harder to do. You
Yeah.
had to use salt and seasonings and things like that and prep it, and you had to dry it.
Yeah, didn't he have like blocks of ice? You literally just because I think back in the old days, you literally had like a little box, and you had a big block of ice to keep things cool, and that came by. Ice business was probably booming back then.
Yeah. Well, I remember like my grandpa told me when he went to school. There used to be a school next to Porter Tires.
Mm-hmm.
When he went to school, if it was his turn to chop wood in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
he would have to get there at 5 instead of 7 and chop wood and start the fire and get to school warm in the wintertime. And then throughout the week, all the boys done that.
Really?
Yeah, when he was in 8th grade.
Wow.
And then he went to Rogersville High School when it was still in high school.
Was it when it was middle school? That's the
The old middle school, yeah. It's a high school. It used to be a high school.
Yeah. Didn't it burn down?
There was a fire. I don't think it burned down though.
I didn't think all of it did. I think some of it did. But I can understand that, the refrigerator. I just would like an invention to come out that is, it's not a add-on to another one. Like, for instance, like with refrigerators, there was a refrigerator I saw one time at Lowe's that literally had a Keurig thing in it where you could put in the
fridge.
In the fridge, kind of like for if you're getting water out of it.
That's
you put
cool.
that in. I don't think they make it anymore, but that's a cool idea to add on to another cool.
That's
thing.
actually really cool.
I think it was about $3,000, but is it worth it for just to have the Keurig inside your refrigerator? Depending if you have the money.
If you want it, I mean.
But I can't think of any invention that's been revolutionary because no one really has an original idea anymore because a lot of people are scared. It's kind of like with the whole movie industry. Let's just make a remake of a remake of a remake. No original stories.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's the first original story been in a while?
Well, there are a couple, but not as much as they should.
Right, I mean,
like studios typically want to go for something that is familiar.
Yeah.
Like more original ideas need to come out. That's one reason why I like Christopher Nolan.
Dude, I love his movies. He's probably one of my favorite directors. Him and Quentin Tarantino.
Yes. See, now those are two original people.
Everything they've done is original.
Mm-hmm. Like, you don't see any. Well, I'm not going to count the Batman series for Christopher Nolan, but you don't with it. They're standalone movies. They don't really make sequels because, for one thing, like for instance, like with Kill Bill 1 and 2, Quentin Tarantino says that's one movie for both of them.
It's just cut into 2 parts.
Yeah.
Well, fair, because, I mean, who wants to watch a 5-hour movie? It's like The Lonesome Dove.
I don't mind watching a 5-hour movie.
I mean, I don't either, but not everybody does. It's like, you know the Lonesome Dove series, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 movies, and it totals about 6.5 hours, almost 7 hours.
That'd be good for like a mini series because it's like miniseries usually takes place with like about 6 episodes, about an hour long each.
Yeah.
So I can understand that more, but like a lot of people didn't. I love The Irishman.
See, I've not really ever been a Robert De Niro fan.
That's fair.
He's not been, like, he's a good actor, but he's not been one of those that I'm like, wow, Robert De Niro's amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
who is your favorite actor?
one of my favorite actors would probably be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Really?
Yes. Because the man is an excellent actor.
That's true.
And he's only got 1 Oscar.
Yes.
Did you know that when he filmed What's Eating Gilbert Grape, people actually thought he had an intellectual disability?
I wouldn't doubt it
because he done such a good job in that movie.
I think I think Johnny Depp has gotten a lot of.
Johnny Depp is an excellent actor.
He still is. Amber Heard tried to.
Don't get me started on that shit.
But I like Matt Damon as an actor. He makes a lot of good stuff. I never cared for the Bourne series.
I didn't either.
And
Have you seen, what's it called? There was something recent that just came out with him in it.
Fire or something. It literally just came out. Didn't he have a goatee in it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Me and Emma watched it. Oh my gosh, that is an amazing movie.
They say it's really good.
It's a really good movie.
I loved him.
And you wouldn't even, like, you just don't feel like it's Matt Damon. It feels like a character. It doesn't feel like, oh, Matt Damon's playing this guy. It feels like this guy.
I loved him in. You ever seen Ford versus
Stillwater? That's what it's called.
Stillwater.
It's amazing.
Have you watched Ford versus Ferrari?
I don't think I have.
It's with Matt Damon and Christian Bale. Both are so amazing in the film. Matt Damon has this like southern accent because he's playing Carol
In
Shelby.
Stillwater, he's from Oklahoma and has a really thick accent.
Okay, and I think he does a good job with his accent. Like some people say, like with
Way over exaggerated, you know.
kind of like with Daniel Craig and Knives Out, but I think that was just built for comedy.
Yeah, that was probably comedy.
You know how much he's making for the next Knives Out movie? $100 million.
So there's another novel.
Oh yeah,
and I love the first movie.
I think Keanu Reeves is going to be in it. Literally, it's just I think it's going to be kind of like, you ever watch the Murder on the Orient Express? You need to watch it if you haven't.
I think dude, my freaking Poison Ivy aggravated me.
You ever watched it?
What is it?
Murder on the Orient
I
Express.
don't think I have.
It follows a kind of like a detective named Eku Pavel. He's French, but it has Johnny Depp in it. Well, for a little bit. It just came out like maybe about 10 years, not 10, maybe about 7 years ago, and the sequel to it is called Death on the Nile, which is a different story, but with him.
You know what? You know what looks really nice?
What?
The new Bronco.
If you can find it.
If you can buy one, you pretty much have to order them right now. Like you have to order one.
Well, that's what you had to do with the Mavericks, but the only things that you really don't have to order is like the normal like F-150s and stuff.
Yeah, because they usually have them on the lot. Well, and another hard thing is they don't have a lot of the Coyotes anymore in the Ford and the F-150s.
Really?
Because of the chip shortage. They only have the smaller V6.
I think a lot of places are going away with the V8 and doing twin turbo.
Unless you're Dodge and they rail coke on a hooker's ass. And, let's throw a Hellcat in the minivan.
You gotta give Ram that. Dodge and Ram both. I'm so used to saying Dodge Ram, but now they're two completely different companies. Well, owned by Chrysler. Now when I think of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, I think of Chrysler as more of the luxury car side of it. So they're cars. Then Dodge is like...
You literally have... The only thing you have with Dodge anymore is the Charger, the Challenger, and the Durango.
Yeah. And I think the only reason why you'd buy any of those if you want to just show off. Because even with the new Durangos, I think they have like a sports package for that too.
You can put in a V8 all-wheel drive in them, or the V6 two-wheel drive.
With the Ram themselves, they're just trucks. Then you got Jeep that has the weird-looking truck, and do they still make the Cherokee and Grand Cherokee?
For sure they do.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I don't know why they wouldn't.
What is a piece of technology that you literally couldn't live without? Not saying it doesn't have to be your phone, it can be anything.
I feel like I could live without a smartphone. Like I could just have a regular phone.
Okay. But what can you not?
Granted, it would kind of suck because when you're bored, you can pill on your phone.
Yeah. Well,
But I think I could live without that. I could probably do without having a computer. It'd be a little rough. But one thing I know I couldn't live without would be a vehicle.
yes. Well,
Especially living in a rural community. I mean, if you live in a town like we do, you have to drive. I got to go to the store. I'll see you in 6 months. But you live. If you lived in Knoxville,
yeah.
hey, I got to run to town. Do you need anything? And you drive 2 minutes down the road if you even drive.
Well, most time if you live in like big cities like that, you
would just walk
or ride a bike.
Yeah.
I bet you're way more fit in places like that.
Well, and another thing is you have a lot of smaller markets too, kind of like the produce stand.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one we've got. Can't buy fresh produce really anywhere. I mean, you can go to Walmart, but who says it's fresh?
Yeah.
And half the time they're friggin' rotten anyways.
I've never had an issue from them, but I'd much rather buy from the produce market than.
Mm-hmm.
But it really just depends on how you look at it. But with a vehicle, let's say if we didn't have vehicles, we just had horses still. Would you be alright with that? How long do you think it'd actually take to get from here to Morristown?
It'll take about an hour and a half on a horse.
Yeah, because
if you're just trotting along.
Yeah, because it'll need to rest and everything. You gotta give it water.
I mean, if you wanted to go from here to Morristown on a horse, it'd be a day trip.
Yeah, definitely. Here, right now, it's like maybe an hour or two trip.
Mm-hmm. If you're just going to eat or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a quick trip. I think I don't know what I think. A lot of stuff I don't know.
It's a deep subject.
Amen.
I think another thing a lot of people would have trouble living without would be the fact of like TV.
Yeah, because like normally especially with the older generation, they'll just go home. Well, they stay home and just
turn
watch
TV on and then either talk or read or.
Yeah.
See, like me, I'm like my grandpa. I don't watch TV. I just turn it on for background noise half the time.
Yeah, but you get on your phone.
Right.
Your grandpa don't do that.
No. But like, I'll turn on the TV. Like last night, me and you were just talking with the TV on, just for background noise. So.
But what's the point of the background noise? Just so you just don't hear the silent.
Yeah, I don't like silence because it. Yeah.
So there's a room that's like the quietest room in the world. How long do you think you could last in it?
Probably like 30 minutes before I'm like, okay, this is annoying.
But
if I'm going into where the point of like seeing how long I can last, I can stay in there longer because now if I just am home, I don't want to sit in silence because it's annoying. I just don't like it.
So you think you could last about an hour or so in the
maybe because it is hard.
Yeah.
Because it's so quiet.
Because you start to hear your thoughts.
I've done that before. It's weird.
Like, I don't know. I would love to try it.
I would too.
I can't remember where it's located. Look it up. The quietest room in the world. Because there's literally a bunch of thick foam on the wall.
It's like they're like this big.
Yeah.
It is in Minnesota.
Minnesota. How far is Minnesota from here?
Like 15 hours minimum.
One day we have to go.
It's fine.
Can you actually go to it and like go in the room? I thought it was at a university or something. I might be thinking of something else.
Directions. There's
a lot of places that.
Oh, 13 hours with light traffic.
Oh, so it'd be best to travel at night, which you don't really know.
Oh, there's a toll route.
Does it?
You know what's funny though? Why does it take so long? Why does it take longer than that to get to Florida and stuff?
Probably because the traffic to Florida, it's more of a popular state. More people are going to and from it.
You know what I mean though? Like,
Yeah.
driving 700 miles to Florida takes 13 hours, but 900, almost 1,000 miles to Minnesota doesn't take nowhere near.
Yeah, but you gotta think about this. How many people, who all says, oh, I'm going to go take a trip to Minnesota? How many people you say, I'm going to go down Florida?
Everybody.
Oh, everyone. Probably the same way to New York City. Well, maybe not right now, but...
Well, no, because of COVID.
Yeah.
Cringe. Hey, you know where is somebody? You know where's a
What?
heart attack, stroke, seizure. You know what place is really nice to go?
What?
Traverse City, Michigan.
Why?
It's beautiful.
Why?
Let's see if I can find the pictures. It literally, it reminds you of like Knoxville if it was the size of Rogersville. Like that style.
I don't see how that could be it, because size of Rogersville, but with the kind of skyscrapers, I'm not going to call them skyscrapers, buildings like in Knoxville. So it's like someone took a big chunk out of Knoxville and dropped it right on top of Rogersville.
But there's kind of what it looks like. That's Main Street.
That kind of reminds me of downtown Kingsport.
It's about the size of Kingsport.
How far is that from you?
It's about 12 hours.
Okay.
But it's beautiful. They even have a farmer's market.
I would love to go to an Amish.
But right here is one of their, and see, it was starting to get tourist season, so all the lakes open up and you can rent kayaks and go fishing. That was a park. Right here's the water. It's a lake. That's probably 20 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And then I took this picture. Where'd it go? I must have lost it.
We'll look at it later.
Right, you know, you can see way
Hold
out.
on.
Beautiful.
And where's that again?
Traverse City, Michigan. And they also have cherry wine. Oh, it's amazing. I got a bottle of it.
See, cherry wine.
Cherry wine. It's called cherry pie wine is the flavor I got, but it doesn't taste like cherry pie. It's like a cherry wine. It's really good. But they don't ship outside of Michigan.
Why?
I think it has to do with liquor laws in Michigan because you can't like.
Shit, I'd make another company in another state, right?
Well, I think part of it is their policy too, because you know how like shipping alcohol for the U.S. mail service, you have to have like certain, you know what I'm talking about, especially if it's like fragile,
Yeah.
because everything they have is glass bottles. They don't ship outside of Michigan because they're a local. They're not a.
Kind of like the conversation we were having yesterday, because we did record this yesterday with Adam, but somebody hit the mute button halfway through the video, so it had no audio. Thank this man for it.
Play the clip.
But it's labeled as spice.
Isn't it a soft drink already flavored?
Technically, yeah, because it
But
would
here-
be club soda or something.
Here's my thing.
Seltzer
What the
water.
hell? And that's basically what happened.
And, I mean, it is what it is. I'm just glad it wasn't not an actual technical issue. But the conversation we had yesterday is, I think that drink companies should have a hard version of their...
Yes, like Mountain Dew's hard seltzer or whatever, or hard Mountain Dew or whatever they're coming out with.
Because, like, what's your favorite soda? Soda. This counts as technology.
Coke.
Really?
Coke is my
I
favorite.
can't stand Coke. I can't stand Coke, and I can't stand Pepsi. If I drink Pepsi, it has to be cherry Pepsi.
Pepsi is with pizza and
Oh my god.
like
Well,
hot dog and stuff like that. But like Coke is with popcorn and a fucking hamburger and you know what I'm saying?
I don't like neither one of them. I drank Sprite before I would. Like Sprite and Dr. Pepper is like my top two.
I like Dr. Pepper, but not as much as I used to because I drank it so much when I was a kid that I got sick on it one time, so I don't like it as much as I used to.
The main soft drinks. I used to like Coke for a little bit, but I just stopped liking it. I didn't like the taste. Especially I hate McDonald's Coke.
See, I think McDonald's has the best Coke.
That's what everyone says. I don't see it. I think, like for instance, I like ginger ale. Only Canada Dry though.
Right. If you don't get Canada Dry, it's blasphemy.
Yeah. So I like ginger ale. I like I don't like it. Dr. Pepper, Sprite. I could stand Sierra Mist.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I used to drink Mountain Dew a lot. I even know it's horrible for you.
Oh yeah. Now Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew, but I only
Code
drink
Red.
it every now and then.
I drink Code Red.
You know, I'm not a fan of the Code Red, but I like the Blue Voltage. Have you ever tried whipped cream vodka with the Blue Voltage? Oh my lord, dude, it tastes like cotton candy.
Does it really?
Yes, it's amazing, and you can barely taste the alcohol in it. We'll do a drink session one time of all three of us.
Definitely.
We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Want to make that the next one?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do that
Definitely. I
next
think
time.
that'd be fun.
Perfect. Well, we're going to have to spend a lot of money on liquor.
No, not really. Depends on what size bottles we get.
Yeah. We get small bottles.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like a perfect idea.
So what is your top three sodas?
It'd probably be Coke,
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. Nah. Coke, Sprite,
Okay.
Mountain Dew.
So
I love Sprite. I like Sprite.
Do you like Sierra Mist?
No, it tastes weird to me. It's not the same. Now Mountain Dew they used to have an ice flavor, and it was kind of like Sprite and Mountain Dew mixed, and it was really good.
Ice flavor?
It was called Mountain Dew Ice. It was like a citrus.
Did it come out like 2 years ago?
Yeah, they don't make it anymore.
Because I remember, I think there was a Super Bowl ad for it. Because I think Morgan Freeman
Oh,
was,
apparently they still make it.
I think Morgan Freeman was in it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, they don't make it anymore.
Okay. Because a lot of these places, like Mountain Dew right now, they have like these weird ones with like pineapple.
Let's see, Mountain Dew flavors. Here.
Yeah.
What is it? Mountain Dew Baja Punch, Mountain Dew Baja
Yeah, Bajas.
Flash, and that's pineapple.
Yeah.
Then you got Baja Blast, zero sugar, and then you have actual Baja Blast, and then you got.
Do you like Baja Blast?
Dude, oh, it's poison.
I don't like
It's my
it.
poison. I love it.
I don't like it at all.
Mountain Dew Amp.
Oh my! I didn't know they still made Amp. I remember whenever that used to be like the main sponsor for like Dale Earnhardt Jr. Because when he was number 8, he was Budweiser, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's Budweiser.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Then he went from, he done a lot, I can't remember. But I just don't.
Mountain Dew Cake Smash.
Cake Smash?
I want to try that because everybody says it's really good, actually. It's probably horrible for you, though.
They're horrible for you anyway.
Let me click on there. It's now available. You can get a 6-pack, Tall Boys.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
One drink I always wanted to try is because
You can only get it at the Mountain Dew store. You have to order it.
where is so online the Mountain Dew store? Okay, I thought you meant I had to drive to a Mountain Dew store. I show up at like who owns Mountain Dew? Pepsi.
I think so.
I show up at the Pepsi factory. I'm here to order your special Mountain Dews. They look at me like I'm stupid.
Yeah, we should do we should do an alcoholic one, and we should do a non-alcoholic.
Yes. So
let's do alcohol.
one thing I always wanted to do a blind test for, like, you know, you
like
got
that video me and you watched the other day with the whiskeys, like cheap
Yeah.
between cheap and expensive. That'd be pretty smart.
I want to do that and something also with soda because you know, like for instance with the lemon lime sodas. So you got these, you got Sprite, you got not Mountain Dew, Sprite, Sierra Mist, 7-Up, and you got the off-brands
Like general, like freaking club soda.
yeah. With Dr. Pepper, you got Mr. Pibb, Dr. Thunder from Walmart. I want to do taste tests like that because I think it'd be fun. So in a way, the ideas that we're having for this is also it's branching off from just podcasts into actual videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like I feel like with YouTube at least, there's so much more you can do. Obviously, you can record yourself.
Well, and another thing, YouTube is a tiny bit oversaturated with content, kind of like how Twitch is extremely oversaturated.
Mm.
And you can't get popular on Twitch, so you have to get popular on YouTube first. It's easier to get viewers on YouTube than it is
Twitch and make that transition over also to Twitch.
Yeah, because I mean you can start out with YouTube and then do streams.
And
Yeah, right here. Oh, it's sold out.
don't know what you'll do. But should we talk about the project that we're working on?
Yeah, we should.
Okay. Go ahead.
So we're in the process of writing a script for a self-made movie called. Well, we don't have a name
Working
for it.
title's called House.
The title is called Title for now.
Working title's called House.
We're in the process of writing the script. We've got one. It's going to be a short film, so it's probably going to be at most 20 minutes
Yeah.
max. But it is something that we've always kind of joked about doing, and we finally were like, why not? Let's just brainstorm. We ended up writing part of the script. I actually have it here.
Don't tell.
But we're not
read
gonna.
the script.
Yeah, we're not gonna read it. There's only gonna be us, me, him, and Adam in it. Adam is the main character. I'm the secondary character, and he's the supportive character because he's gonna do most of the filming because he's better at the camera work than the rest of us. But you don't know who the bad guy is until the end of the film.
I think it's just something I've always had an interest in. And I think I always see all these fan-made films on YouTube, and they're just so cool to watch because it usually lasts about either 15 to 30 minutes long, and they don't really make money from it. They just do it on the fact of
it's fun.
It's fun. They enjoy it, and they want to get their ideas out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people like filmmaking, some people. And I like the whole editing phase of it. I like editing videos. I just think I'm glad that we're actually doing it because it's long overdue.
Well, how long have we talked about, joked about writing a movie, a script, like a short film?
It's been a good while.
We've always said something like that. And I've always talked about it in high school. When we were in high school, I always talked about, we should make a short film.
But we never.
And we never did. But we finally got around to it. We're actually going to probably work on the script after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love how we went from technology to drinking alcohol to drinking soda to talking about a movie.
All technology.
All the technology. We kind of got a little off topic. We apologize. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's it for at least this one.
Right.
What about you?
I'm good with that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. Have a good time. I'm Jesse.
I'm Peyton.
We'll see you.
Take care.